Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your full moon in Scorpio message. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, please take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means that it is meant for someone else. And check out your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. If you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said now, let's begin. So, for the full moon in Scorpio message, I created 12 spiritual bags, one for each zodiac sign. Inside every bag is a piece of selenite and a glass evil eye pendant to protect you, the message, as well as the person whose energy we're tapping into. And if you're wondering who this person is, it could be any soulmate connection to you, professional, platonic, or romantic. We're looking at, since Scorpionic energy is about death and rebirth and transformation, we are looking into your past, although for some of you, maybe this person is still in your life. However, we are looking at the most transformational connection you had in your life. How was it meant to transform you, or how was it meant to be a catalyst of change for you? So let's begin. We have card number 47, Pig Spirit. Use your mind wisely. And the pig on the oracle card has a set of wings. It seems like uncomfortable growth, uncomfortable spiritual growth. Let's see where we go with this message. Use your mind wisely. You then have 3 tea leaf cards. Stepping into a new experience, a leg up, grapes, time to go out and have fun, and dog, protection from a powerful friend. Okay, so I feel the need to put them in that order. Grapes, leg, dog, pig spirit. Your 3 cards, intention, responsibility, and contentment. You also have you will prevail, keep the mind clear. Again, use your mind wisely, keep the mind clear. Resistance is stopping your progress. Okay. Your stone is trust. And the letters, these could be your initials, this person's initials, maybe the company you worked at with them, or it might be able to spell out a word, or maybe even an abbreviation to something that will just help further connect you to the reading. However, they're just letters. They don't make or break the reading. So if they add an extra layer of confirmation for you, great. If they don't, that's okay. This is most likely still your message. The letters, H, S, F, Q, Z, I, C, B, V. Like, for example, this could be someone, maybe you, well, I'm really dating myself here now, but maybe you spoke on the CB with them, or some type of, like that, some type of communication. So we have H, S, F, Q, Z, I, C, B, V. Okay, your charms. We have a black cat. Something here about spirituality. If we look at the a deck of tarot, the only card in tarot that actually depicts a black cat is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is the second most intuitive queen in tarot. So whether you're masculine or feminine, I just feel there's something here about spirituality. We have the unicorn. We have lips, although it's kind of like an open mouth, and it's a sky blue color. We also have a music note, and that also is a sky blue color. We have a pair of gloves, like winter gloves. Could also be like protection. This is interesting. This is the symbol for Aries. Okay. We have a bone, like a dog bone, something maybe about loyalty. And then we have cutting shears, scissors. All right, let's get into your message now. And we'll close it out with a Moonology card here for you as well. Okay. Tell me more about this message here for Sagittarius, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. How is the most transformational connection or relationship in their life meant to transform the Sagittarius collective, or how is it meant to be a catalyst of change for the Sagittarius collective? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Sun, the 8 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, 3 of Wands, Page of Cups, the Hermit, the 7 of Wands, and the High Priestess. I know that there was a spiritual lesson here, something about your spirituality. Bottom of the deck, we have Three of Cups. All right, let's clarify this now. For Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. We're using the After Tarot deck to clarify these cards. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are slightly different. It does change the meaning of the cards, and we'll go through them as necessary in your reading today. For Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, we're clarifying the Sun, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Ten of Swords, Three of Wands, Page of Cups, the Hermit, the Seven of Wands, and the High Priestess, which in your deck is actually holding a black cat as well. Interesting. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Sun is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. It's possible for some of you, you were married to this person or you knew them through work, and that Ten of Pentacles. Let's keep going. Eight of Pentacles, clarified by the Nine of Wands, the Four of Wands to the Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords to the Star, the Three of Wands to the Five of Pentacles, the Page of Cups to the Four of Swords, the Hermit to the Devil, the Seven of Wands to the King of Pentacles, and the High Priestess to the Ten of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have Three of Cups. So, Sun to the Ten of Pentacles. This may have been someone that you worked for, you worked with, a business partner. Certainly could be a family member, someone you were married to or wanted to be married to. Clarify that Sun card here, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Sun card is clarified by the Eight of Swords, the Tower, and Temperance. Something like Three of Cups. It was good until it wasn't. Now, both decks have the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So there could have been some type of outside interference or just a desire on your part to go your own way. Clarify that Ten of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Nine of Cups, the Page of Wands, card of discovery, and Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of the deck, the Hermit. So far what I have here is that this connection, whether professional, platonic, or romantic, and possibly for some of you, maybe even several connections you had in your life, it was meant to put you on a quest, on a journey. In the After Tarot deck, the Page of Wands is someone who's leaving something or someone behind. They're going out on a journey to discover themselves. Nine of Cups to the Wheel of Fortune. What truly makes them happy. In career and finance, in love and romance. So far we have the intention of this person in your life was to get you to go out on a quest. Eight of Pentacles. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Two of Swords. Clarify that Nine of Wands, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Nine of Wands is clarified by the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. I feel like this connection, and for some of you, maybe this person is still in your life. For others of you, they no longer are. But clearly something occurred here, right? Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, some type of manipulation, deception, gaslighting, cheating, betrayal. This person was untrustworthy, to say the least. Okay, what they did to you exactly, I don't know. But it appears here that you endured it longer than you should have. You endured it longer than you should have. Okay. Four of Wands. Clarify that Four of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Four of Wands is clarified by Six of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. So at some point in time, most of you, not all, but most of you, decided to move on from this person. Again, it's possible for some of you this person is still in your life. I don't have the World card yet, so that's why I'm saying that. But for others of you, now Six of Swords, if you decided to move on from that Four of Wands, the structure, the company, the corporation, the living situation, the family unit, friends or friend circles that you had, you had brought into your life, into your home, maybe someone, like I said, you were married to or you shared residence with. Six of Swords to the Knight Nine of Pentacles to the Knight of Wands is someone who's departing. They're leaving the Five of Swords. They're leaving that chaotic, abusive, manipulative situation behind, either by force or by choice, different for all of you, to become single, free, and independent of it. Nine of Pentacles to the Knight of Wands, like chasing your independence now. Seven of Pentacles. Clarify these Seven of Pentacles. And like planting a new pentacle elsewhere now. In the After Tarot deck, the individual is holding an Ace of Pentacles. There are, let me show you, 5 pentacles on the tree. So they're leaving behind a connection, we'll say, right? Because we saw the Two of Cups before. So they're leaving behind a connection that left them in the 5 of Pentacles, either emotionally or financially depleted. They have planted a new pentacle, and they're now planning another new pentacle. So I almost feel like for some of you, it took some time for you to move on, for, we'll call it, from this entity, because I don't know if it's a person or a corporation. So it took time to like find another job. It took time to leave this person or get a divorce or, you know, disassociate yourself from them and plant a new seed in a new direction. We're clarifying the Seven of Pentacles, justice. I mean, for some of you, there was some type of legal contract here with this person. Or I shouldn't say legal, some type of contract. Legal, moral, spiritual, financial. Okay, Justice, Eight of Cups. You moved on from it. Ace of Swords, that is the truth. Bottom of the deck, King of Cups. You moved on from it, or you were supposed to move on from it. I don't think this is someone who is still supposed to be in your life. However, there is an intention. There's a reason why this person was in your life, even if you're no longer with them. Ten of Swords. Tell me about the Ten of Swords here. I'll take it. Ten of Swords, clarified by the Seven of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the King of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Four of Pentacles. Clarify the Star. Clarify the Star. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Star is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Moon. Bottom of the deck, High Priestess. Sagittarius, I get the feeling here that you were, we don't have a lot of swords here until you had that moment of clarity. They're like, I have to move on from this, right? The Knight of Swords is just aggression for me here. Like a frustration or an anger over what this person had did. Five of Swords, Seven of Swords. But your Ace of Swords is really like the only sort of like, okay, I now have clear vision. I need to move on from whomever or whatever this is. I feel like you stayed in that, we'll call it a connection, because, again, maybe you fell in that Justice card like you had a financial contract, meaning I work for this person, they're my employer. I can't just abruptly leave. I have responsibilities, right? I have house and home to take care of or mouths to feed. So I feel contractually obligated in some way, or I should say financially obligated this way. I can't leave till I find another job, even though it's a toxic work environment. So I feel like that's how you were using your mind. You were using your mind to maybe justify staying in connection. Well, I'm married to this person. We have kids. We have financial resources together. Despite what they were doing to you or your unhappiness in the particular connection, it's almost like you were justifying a reason to stay. What you were not doing was trusting your intuition. The Moon could talk about her intuition. The High Priestess clearly talks about the intuition. We have that twice here on the table. The Hermit could talk about going within, doing some soul searching, but then coming out as someone who's like a guide or a leader, a mentor of some kind. I want to go a little deeper on this message here. Three of Wands to the Five of Pentacles. This was meant to put you in another direction, if you will. Point you in another direction. I think you please don't be offended. The Scorpio reading was hard too. So there's something here of like you didn't use your mind wisely here, and you were also ignoring your intuition by staying in it. It's like you were justifying staying in an unhappy partnership or an unhappy connection. So I feel like this person, there's like a twofold message here. One, the reason why they were in your life was to get you to use your mind wisely in the future. That you wouldn't try to justify staying in a bad situation or a bad connection for the kids, for money, for a contract, something like that, for legacy, like Ten of Pentacles, what would the family say, that type of thing. And the second message is, this person was also did whatever it was that they did, as horrible as it was, to try to get you to doubt, to try to get you to no longer doubt your intuition, because I think you were ignoring your intuition there, and it's like your intuition was telling you to go, and your mind's like, no, we have to stay for contract, kids, money, property, family, that type of thing, right? Legacy. So this person, believe it or not, their role in your life was to actually give you a leg up to step into a new experience. Remember when I said that we're leaving Five Pentacles, we're leaving the connection, and I'm just going to say we, like I'm like speaking with you, for you, if you will. It's almost like we had to leave behind that Five of Pentacles, that connection that left us either feeling like emotionally or financially depleted. And Three of Wands, Sun and Aries, pivot, go in another direction, take action on our own behalf. The Five of Pentacles in the After Tarot deck is coming out of that state of lack, that financial lack or that emotional lack, because it's like you wanted it to be the Ten of Pentacles, or it was the Ten of Pentacles, but really at the heart of it, internal to you, it was the Five of Pentacles. Like, even if it paid well, it didn't pay you well enough. You know, even if you had a very material, in terms of materialism, a very rich life with this romantic partner, like let's say they were a spouse, it wasn't a very rich life. It was actually a Five of Pentacles life where maybe you felt like isolated or alone. And even if you weren't married to this person, you know, the feeling here is just like maybe we give the appearance of the Ten of Pentacles, but internal, I feel very alone or isolated in this relationship. So take it how it resonates to you. This person, what their intended purpose was to get you to be more in touch with your spiritual side, meaning be more in touch with your intuition, with your higher self, and also to use your mind moving forward to make better decisions for yourself, as opposed to justifying why you're staying in a bad situation. Three of Wands, this is the pivot. Ace of Wands, yep, that's the pivot. The new beginning, the new job, the new creative endeavor, the new friendship, the new partnership, the new romantic partner, moving in that direction. Ten of Cups and the Five of Cups, leaving that behind, leaving, again, I think it was a like a regretful rite of passage. Like, I don't think you really want to leave the job or the industry or the friend or the family or the lover. So it was but it is a regretful rite of passage. It was intended to put you on path to that Ace of Wands, to the Ten of Cups. I almost said Ten of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Justice. That is justice. Clarify the Five of Pentacles in the After Tarot deck, please. See, your mind was being used as resistance. Resistance is stopping your progress. So I feel like that's a past thing. Like you were resisting listening to your intuition, was telling you to move forward. Instead, your mind was stopping you from progressing in that new direction because it was giving you all of these reasons why you should stay. So you will prevail. Keep your mind clear. Five of Pentacles. Tell me about that Five of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. I also see the dog here and the dog bone. I think you were loyal to someone who didn't deserve your loyalty. Three of Swords, healing that wound, healing that Five of Pentacles wound, either the financial or the emotional lack. Six of Swords, again, we have that twice here, moving in another direction. Ten of Swords. That connection was supposed to end. Bottom of the deck, Six of Cups. It was supposed to be left in the past. However, you were supposed to learn something very valuable from it. Never second guess your intuition moving forward. Stay as connected as you can to your higher self. And there's also something here about don't use your mind to try to convince yourself to stay in a situation, environment, or connection that does not align with your higher self or is not serving your highest good. Page of Cups. Tell me about that Page of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Cups is clarified by the Celestial Weaver, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. There's that black cat again. Bottom of the deck, now we see the Two of Pentacles. So there's something here about moving forward towards new opportunities, reinventing yourself, being forged through fire, very much Phoenix rising from the ashes, whether you're masculine or feminine. Almost like starting over or like starting from scratch now. Leaning more on your intuition. and healing that wound of the mind. That the Three of Swords could be healing that wound of the mind, where in the past your mind tried to convince you to stay in something that wasn't necessarily good for you. Hermit to the Devil. So I think for some of you, maybe you had a little bit dark night of a soul here, as you were enduring this or coming through this, even if it's professional related. You know, Sun to the Ten of Pentacles, but really your Five of Pentacles could be like you were in a job that had a great title, or when you told people, this is my title, or this is what I do for ABC Corporation, like it made you sound good. And the little ego is at play. So it's possible for some of you, you had a job that like looked good, sounded good, was very impressive, maybe even paid you well, but internal to you, it didn't align to who you were or what your soul's mission is on this earth, because you still felt Five of Pentacles. You still felt depleted. So either they weren't paying you adequately for your time or talent or knowledge that you were bringing to the table, or it just wasn't resonating with you. It was like, yeah, I'm the vice president of ABC Corporation. And other people are like, oh my God, you are? And you're like, eh. Because it was a good source of income or a good resume builder, but your heart wasn't really in it. So again, I don't know if that's professional, platonic, or romantic. I just know that you justified staying in it longer than you should. The intended purpose for that particular connection was to get you to use your mind in a better way, in a healthier way for yourself next time around when you're faced with that type of situation, that you don't allow your mind to try to convince you to stay in something that's not beneficial to you. So it's detaching from that unhealthy pattern of justifying why I have to stay in this, for the kids, for the money, for the job, for the title, etc., etc. So with that Hermit, it was like whole purpose was for you to go inside and to detach from a pattern. Typically, the Devil card shows two individuals shackled to themselves, to the podium, or to the podium that the devil presides over. But in the After Tarot deck, they're freed. That's what I mean. This was supposed to send you on a quest, on a journey, if you will, in that Page of Wands, to do some self-discovery about what truly makes you happy. Nines in tarot are all about individualism. Nine of Swords, Nine of Cups, right? Nine of Pentacles. This is all like internal processing, even the Nine of Wands. So I just feel like that Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles, this person's intention or intended purpose was to get you to go within and go, what truly makes me happy? What do I truly want to do with the rest of my life? Because this isn't it. And I can't justify staying in it anymore, right? And the After Tarot deck, the individuals are free. So it's like detaching from that almost self-sabotaging behavior or pattern that kept you tied or trapped in a connection that really wasn't serving you anymore. Clarify the Hermit. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hermit is clarified by the World. That was one hell of a lesson. Three of Swords and the Four of Swords. Is that Four of Swords? Yes, it is. Bottom of the deck, Two of Swords. So that was a hell of a lesson, because for me, the World card is a completion. It's a lesson. It's all wrapped up. So I think for most of you, that job or that person, you know, I don't think they're in your life anymore. And for others of you, you're quickly closing this out. Like, I don't think you're going to end the year with this person in your life. That's just the feeling I get there. For me, in terms of timing, the World card could be 1 year if we're looking at it in terms of timing. So for some of you, this has already cycled out. You're in a new job. But if you find yourself going, well, why was I in that job? Why did I stay longer than I should have? That was the reason. The reason was to make sure that next time you're in a job that's unfulfilling, that you don't stay, that you don't use your mind in a way that harms you and tries justifying you to stay at a company that you no longer resonate with, or that you're not happy with the job or the industry. Same thing if that's a friend, family member, or lover, and they're no longer in your life, but you're wondering, but why did I spend 7 years with them? Or why did I marry them? Or, you know, why did I stay longer than I did? Sometimes we stay connected to people, platonic or romantic, longer than we should. And again, if you're clean out of it and they're no longer in your life, but you often wonder, what was their purpose? That was their purpose, to get you to, in the future, not justify staying connected to someone that's not healthy for you. Five of Swords to the Seven of Swords, that left you in the Three of Swords. Like, not a healthy connection. It's a family member you can't trust. It's a sibling who, you know, gossips about you. You know, it's the partner who cheats on you. You know, it's the best friend who's maybe a frenemy. But it's next time around, I'm not going to justify staying in it. Well, they're my mom. Oh, but I've been married for 10 years. They've been my roommate for 3 years. It's like, don't justify staying in a bad connection. That was the lesson there that had to be learned. And like I said, for a lot of you, that person is no longer in your life. And for others of you, you're cycling them out this year. Clarify that Devil card, which is a healed version now. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Devil is clarified by the Five of Swords, which we saw originally there. Judgment and the Hierophant. Wow, talk about a spiritual lesson. Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So it's making the judgment call that the last time I was in a situation that was sabotaging me, like in a connection I was, they were sabotaging me. I was also sabotaging myself by staying in it. And it's being honest with yourself with that and saying, I'm not going to do that again. Okay, Four of Pentacles. I'm letting go of that pattern where I justify staying in connections that are not healthy for me. There is no justification for staying attached to or in connection with anyone who's not good for your emotional, mental, physical, sexual, spiritual health. And it's moving forward, you're never doing that again. Or at least that was the catalyst for growth there. That was the intention of that person or those people. Four of Pentacles in this respect would be like holding on, miser, kind of holding on to that pattern, always having to justify why I'm staying in this. They're my twin flame. Twin flame does not mean abusive. Twin flame does not mean neglect. Twin flame journey is all about, and I'm not saying this is a twin flame journey, but I'm just saying people often use reasons why they put up with bad behavior. And there is no justification for bad behavior. You should never have to endure Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, and convince yourself that it's okay for you to endure that. That was that person's lesson. So in the After Tarot deck, the Four of Pentacles, we're holding on to that pattern, but it's met with scorpionic energy, with the Grim Reaper here. So it's letting go of that pattern. So that was the whole reason for that person being in your life. Use your mind wisely to free yourself from those situations, not to keep you trapped within them. Seven of Wands. Clarify the Seven of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Seven of Wands is clarified by Judgment, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Star. Bottom of deck, the Fool. And being brave enough to be able to move forward and say, that's not healthy for me. I'm not going to justify tolerating that or putting up with that. Instead, I'm going to pivot and create a plan, Knight of Pentacles, to move in a more healed direction. Find another job, find other people to connect with, find a healthier living situation. In time, maybe even find another, I shouldn't say maybe, always, finding a healthier romantic partner. And it's having that faith in yourself that you will prevail, that you don't have to stay in that. You can step into a new experience. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The King of Pentacles, clarified by the Two of Wands, the Chariot, and the Ace of Wands. That's beautiful. Bottom of the deck, Four of Pentacles. So once you let that go, okay, it's using your mind better now to move forward and make better decisions for yourself. It's almost like we're going from justifying being in a bad situation or in a bad connection to now saying, can I see myself in this 5 years or 10 years from now? Because if I can't, I don't want to stay in this. So next time you're in a connection that feels Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, you feel like someone's trying to take advantage of you, they're lying to you, they're betraying you, they're cheating on you, they're promising you a raise or promotion that's just never coming in. Instead, say to yourself, if nothing here changed in the next 5 or 10 years, if I woke up 5 or 10 years from now, and this is, I'm dealing with this exact same thing, could I deal with it? And that King of Pentacles is like long-term investment king. If nothing changed here and I woke up 5 or 10 years from now and this person was still Five of Swords, Seven of Swords me, can I deal with that? Two of Wands, that's your decision point. And if the answer is no, I don't want to wake up 5 or 10 years from now and still have my partner cheating on me, still have the job, still not give me the raise or promotion that they promised, still be with a friend who's jealous of me or envious of me or a family member who's sabotaging me. If you don't see that as something you want in your life, again, if nothing changed, then Chariot to the Ace of Wands, pivot and move in another direction. Like you will prevail elsewhere then. That's how you can use your mind in a better way. Instead of justifying why you stay, justify to yourself, be honest with yourself, make that judgment call. We saw the judgment card a couple of times here on the table. If nothing changed here 5 or 10 years from now, would I be happy? That's your marker to stay, not friends, family, money, title, possessions. High Priestess to the Ten of Wands. It's a hell of a hard lesson for you to learn. And also to trust your intuition, because I think your intuition was telling you there it was time to go and you were ignoring it. High Priestess, one more shuffle. Thank you. High Priestess is clarified by 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and 6 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. Yes, that's that secondary lesson there from that person. Clarify the 10 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. 10 of Wands is clarified by 2 of Pentacles, the Sun card, and the 4 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. Doing what is best for you and not justifying staying in a bad situation. Moving towards happiness. Dumping out a cup. That is poison, figuratively speaking. That was the lesson of that person. Let's get you a couple of cards now. Because that's true contentment, right? This wasn't contentment. True contentment is being in situations, environments, or connections that are pleasing to you, that are satisfying to you. Your intuition, you know deep within your soul, this feels right to work here, to do this for a living, to connect with this person, to date this person. So moving forward, please trust, look at that. Trust your intuition. Let's get you a couple of cards now. For those of you where this person is no longer in your life, you've already cleared them out. You're on the new chapter. One more shuffle here. Thank you. On the new chapter, Empress. Well, that's a lesson that you've learned. I don't always see the Empress. Actually, I should say, I never see the Emperor, Empress as individuals. Oh, I learned that lesson. Now I'm an Emperor, Empress for the rest of my life. I just think when it comes to this one lesson, you're now the Empress. Like you've learned that lesson. You've leveled up on that lesson. You now know, thanks to that person or those people, that you're not going to allow your mind in the future to try convincing you to stay in something that is completely unhealthy for you. Empress, 3 of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. Yeah. When it gets too heavy, when it gets too burdensome, instead of justifying why you're staying there, seek out new opportunities. For those of you where this person is still in your life, or you're still at this job, you're still talking to this friend or family member, I do think you're cycling them out. But for those of you where they're sort of still lingering, right? You haven't found a replacement job yet. You're sort of still texting the friend, once a week. You haven't completely cut the cord. Maybe you're still living with this person, but you haven't divorced or you haven't moved out yet. Something like that. You didn't break up with them yet. One more shuffle here. Thank you. If they're still in your life, King of Wands, 5 of Swords. So for those of you, you're still dealing with that manipulation. Knight of Swords, bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. There's something here about asking yourself. King of Swords is a communication knight, but for me, it's like having this internal communication, and you got to detach your emotions. The Knight of Swords is the second decan of Aquarius. Aquarius is King and Queen of Detachment. So there's something here about detaching your emotions, your love for the job or the industry, because you might love what you do, but not who you do it for. You might love the idea of having a partner, but not love the 5 of Swords or 7 of Swords that this person is doing to you. So there's something like that. There's like remove your emotions of the love that you have for the job or the person or the idea of the person and be honest with yourself. King of Pentacles. If nothing changed here in the next 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, if I wake up 20 years and this person is still 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords me, will I be happy? That's the inspired action here. For me, queens exist in the present because they process the past and kings take action. And that's what, if this person is still in your life, if nothing changed with them 1 year, 5 year, 10 years from now, would you still be happy with whatever manipulation here they're doing to you? I wanted to get 3 more cards for those of you that you're in it, but it's sort of cycling out. 3 cards for any advice there or healing advice for my Sagittarians who are cycling that person out or that experience out of their life. One more shuffle. Thank you. the Two of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Fool card. Do it. Do it. Leave behind that person who's leaving you in the Five of Pentacles. Like, take action on your own behalf. Don't sit there in indecision. Don't try to create a truce. Sometimes the Two of Swords could be like, I don't want to make a decision, so instead I'm going to offer a truce to this person. There's no need. You're compromising yourself, you know, by staying in a Five of Swords, Seven of Swords type of connection, regardless of who the person is. So there's something here about taking a leap of faith to find another job, another living situation, to move forward and move on from that. You have the Fool card, you have the King of Cups, and you have the Queen of Wands. Based on your past experience with that person, being honest with yourself, that they're very emotionally dysregulating for you. And you should not justify staying in connection with anyone who leaves you feeling emotionally dysregulated. If this is a love partner, and I've seen this in some of your readings lately, that King of Cups keeps showing up. I don't know, you've got some kind of water sign or just someone who's emotionally balanced in your future. Now that, again, if you're leaving this behind, this would be like the next boss. You're leaving this friend behind, it's the next friend. You're leaving that family member behind, it's a friend who becomes like a family member. It's like once you become independent, Nine of Pentacles, single, free, independent of this person, I hate to say there's a replacement. There's a replacement. There's like a healthier boss, a healthier business partner, a healthier friend, a healthier romantic partner. It's someone who's emotionally balanced. It's someone who's warm. It's someone who is spiritual. It's someone who's vibrant. And if they're not spiritual or into esotericism, it's someone who wouldn't shun you for that. Like if you're very spiritual, or maybe obviously you are into some level of esotericism if you're watching tarot, it's someone who would understand that. Like they wouldn't shun you for it, even if it's not exactly their cup of tea. And it is someone who is intuitive. This is also the third decan in Pisces. So it is someone who is intuitive as well. So that is what I have for you. Let's close it out with a Moonology card. So whole purpose here for that connection, whether it's in it, whether you're no longer in it or it's cycling out, was to get you to use your mind wisely moving forward for your betterment, not to convince you to stay in something that's actually to your detriment. Moonology card here, please, to close out this message. Be loyal to yourself moving forward. Know when to cut something out or to make a plan to move in another direction. Protect yourself. Protection from a powerful friend. And then we have the gloves. There's something like protect yourself from those types of connections in the future. Know when to cut them out. That Aries symbol there, like know when to take action on your own behalf. Be loyal to you. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. This person could be a Pisces coming into your life. Bottom of the deck, surrender to the divine. Full moon. So there is something about understanding the lesson here, surrendering that was something that you had to go through, understanding the intended purpose. If this person's still in your life, I would eclipse them out of your life. Full moons are all about releasing. Again, I'm not telling you to quit your job tomorrow or file for divorce tomorrow, but there's a need here for you to create some type of balanced plan to move on from this person. Surrender to the divine. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, you're good enough. You are close to either meeting this new person, healing this wound, understanding the wound, and for others of you, you're very close to leaving this person in your past and moving into your next chapter. That is what I have for you, Sagittarius. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, maybe just found them to be insightful, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.